Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about the Vata dosha. So there are 3 doshas in Ayurveda: Vata, Pitta and Kapha. And today I'm going to be talking about Vata because we have an excess of Vata in the world right now. So what is Vata? So Vata is the dosha associated with the air or ether elements. So it's light, it's airy, it's ethereal, it's rapid, it's busy, it's moving. It's associated with emotions like fear and anxiety and worry, which we certainly have a lot of at the moment. And it's just associated with just a general rush and a dynamic way of being. And whether we like it or not, whether we've been aware of it or not, this really has been the dominant energy on our planet for at least the last little while, particularly as technology has started becoming a bigger part of our lives. The other thing, particularly here in Australia right now, is we're coming into the autumn season, and Vata is associated with the autumn season because it's a time of transition and change. It's more of a moving season where leaves are falling off trees. And any time that you're going into transition into a new season, that is a time where you're more likely to cause a Vata disturbance in your body anyway. So we have all of these forces at work at once right now, and it's certainly causing some excess Vata, and people are just not necessarily aware of what this might be and some really easy ways to subdue or rebalance Vata that might be in your personal energy, in the energy in the world around you. So I'm going to be giving you 5 little tips on how you can actually calm your Vata or calm the Vata surrounding you and allow yourself to be more grounded and settled. So first, the one I wanted to talk about was Abhyanga. Abhyanga is self-oil massage. So what that means is it's an old Ayurvedic tradition, and it's a massage technique. It may be performed by someone on you, but you can certainly do it for yourself. And you use warm oil and you're essentially rubbing it all over your body. It's a beautiful practice that I particularly like to do in the mornings, and I personally prefer to use sesame oil. Sesame oil is a perfect oil for rebalancing Vata in particular because it's got the correct properties to ground and soothe the body and the nervous system. If you can't get your hands on good quality sesame oil, then you can use coconut oil. You can use whatever oil you like. It's more about the technique and actually connecting with your physical body that's important. The other benefit of this self-massage is you can incorporate lymphatic drainage in your massage, and simply this is achieved by making sure that your stroking movements on your body are coming towards the heart. So if I was doing my arms, I'd be stroking up my arms rather than rubbing up and down. If you're stroking up, then you're actually encouraging the lymph fluid to drain back towards the heart where the thoracic duct is. That's the main duct that's then going to recirculate the lymph throughout your body. And lymph is really important in our immune system and our immune function. So having good functioning lymph fluid moving through the body is really, really important. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is earthing. So this sounds a little woo-woo, and yeah, the whole doctor does get woo-woo sometimes. It's important. So what is earthing? Earthing is essentially grounding. It's connecting to the earth, to the planet. And the best way to do this is to get your shoes off and to get your feet, your body onto the earth, onto grass. So if you don't have a backyard where you can do this, then go to a park and just make sure that your skin, your feet in particular, are making contact with the earth. And you don't need a long time doing this, even just 15-20 minutes. If you can lay on the grass, that's fantastic. The other alternative is the beach. You can definitely earth on the beach. Sand, minerals, very, very earthing. Why do we need to earth? Essentially, it's got to do with ions and charge. So we tend to get an excess of positive charge in our body, and a lot of this can come from our interaction with technology, and that can give us an excess. From EMFs, from using technology, we get an excess of positive charge. It's very, very draining for our body. The earth itself has a predominant negative charge. So essentially by reconnecting with the earth, we are discharging our body. We're getting rid of the excess positive ions and rebalancing our systems, and it feels incredibly grounding. I challenge you, go to a park, lay under a tree and see how amazing you feel afterwards. There's some science to that. Next point, alternative nostril breathing, back to Ayurveda. So this is an ancient pranayama technique. So this is a breathing technique that you can utilize. I'm going to do a little demonstration for you. Now, a lot of the purists out there will get very bent out of shape about starting on the left or starting on the right. Keep it simple. Don't make this overcomplicated, because otherwise you just won't do it and you think that you're doing it wrong. The main thing is there is air moving in and out of your body. So for alternate nostril breathing, you can ground the body by actually placing your fingers just on your third eye center, and then you're going to be using your ring finger and your thumb to alternately block off your nostrils. So when you place your fingers on your forehead, I personally like to start on my left nostril with an out breath. So I take a nice deep inhale. When I'm ready for my exhale, I place my thumb onto my right nostril and I exhale only out through my left. Then I breathe in through my left, swap over. So I'm bringing my ring finger now into the left nostril. I'm opening my thumb out. I'm going to breathe out now through my right. Then I'll inhale through my right, close off again. Exhale out through my left, inhale through my left, close, exhale right, inhale right, close, exhale left, inhale left. So you can see, I'm sorry I had to partially obscure my face, but that's the technique. And if you sit and you do alternate nostril breathing in this way for even a few minutes, it is so balancing for your nervous system. That's what switching between the nostrils is actually doing. It's got to do with the nadis, the energy channels in the body. If you prescribe to Ayurveda and yogic philosophy, you don't need to. It doesn't mean it won't work for you if you don't believe in these things. Essentially what it's doing is it's balancing the polarities in the body, the positive, the negative, the masculine, the feminine, and it's going to rebalance your mind. It's going to rebalance your nervous system. So alternate nostril breathing, fantastic to calm your Vata and rebalance your system and feel more grounded. Anchoring in general. What do I mean by this? It's anchoring your mind to patterns, behaviors, rituals, a schedule. Really right now, we really need schedule and structure because we're feeling this chaos, this lack of certainty in the world around us. So we really want to be anchoring to something. It's incredibly comforting and soothing for the nervous system to feel that you're anchored to something, and that can just be your schedule. So it might mean creating a little morning routine for yourself where maybe you'll do a little bit of meditation, some alternate nostril breathing, maybe some Abhyanga, some self-massage, maybe just writing in your journal about things that you're grateful for. Making sure you schedule in movement and exercise. Schedule in some time to read some uplifting content or watch some uplifting content on YouTube or a podcast. Schedule these things in. Make your day appear very, very structured. Maybe after your lunch, you go for a 20-minute walk. That's part of your schedule. That's going to anchor you and carry you into the afternoon with whatever is going to come for your afternoon. So anchoring by scheduling. Finally, my favorite topic, of course, we have to come to food. So one of the things I love about Ayurveda is it's got this amazing prescribed diet around it, dependent on your dosha and also related to the seasons. So there's some interesting news where it comes to Vata and Vata balancing foods. Now just be careful. It doesn't mean you go crazy on these foods, because if you're a Kapha or a pitta physical constitution, the Vata-pacifying foods are not necessarily going to be good for you in large amounts or very often. Please keep that in mind. But to include these foods at times when you're feeling quite frazzled, stressed, overworked, too much Vata, they can be very, very therapeutic and soothing for the body and the nervous system. And they're foods that I generally try not to recommend too much. So there you go. I'm always balanced. There's always a middle path. One of them is dairy. So dairy in Ayurveda is a very grounding, soothing food. In other sciences, it's very inflammatory. In other belief systems, it's not good for the planet, it's not good for the cows. But let's just focus on pacifying Vata. So for Vata constitution, dairy is actually good and it's quite balancing and grounding for the body. One of the predominant tastes for Vata is sweet. So yes, you can have some sweet. Don't go crazy. Don't have a lot of refined sugar. Have natural sugars, things like honey, fantastic for the nervous system. Very, very powerful in Ayurveda. So make sure you include some sweetness like honey. Fruits are sweet. Then there's a lot of other more complex foods that we don't necessarily think of as sweet that are also sweet foods. So have a look into this. Do a little bit of research for yourself. This video can't be too long. The other thing is grains. So grains, very grounding. Why do we reach for carbohydrates when we're stressed? We just want to eat bread and pizza and pasta. They're comforting foods. There's a reason for that. They're very Vata pacifying. So have grains, but have them in moderation. Also, starchy and root vegetables, your potatoes, sweet potato, yams, all of those wonderful things. They're fantastic to include. They're going to really pacify that Vata and calm down your system. And whatever food you are eating, so if you're a predominant Kapha and you're trying to eat more vegetables and salads, just include warming spices, things like ginger, turmeric, cumin. These things are warming and grounding spices, so include these things, or just have some ginger tea, very, very grounding and nourishing for the nervous system. Finally, that's it for my little recommendation. So just to go through very, very briefly again: Abhyanga, earthing, alternate nostril breathing, anchoring, and Vata-pacifying foods. If you are interested in this topic and want to learn more about Ayurveda, particularly your own personal dosha and the foods, then I'd highly recommend Perfect Health by Deepak Chopra. It's a very old book, but it is really a great book to get you started on Ayurveda and to apply it in your own life. So you should be able to pick it up pretty easily from a secondhand bookstore or online. It's out there. It's been out there for quite a long time. It's definitely my go-to recommendation for everyone. So that is it. Stay calm, stay cool, stay in control. Just be kind to yourself through this seasonal change, this transition that we're going through, and stay positive. And we'll see you on the next video.